Hi, this is Lauren with the Rainforest Art Project, and today we're going to be working on line drawing, something like this. Line up, wait in line. Well, these phrases are so familiar, but how often do you notice the lines that make up everything around us? Today we will be discovering line in gesture drawing. By quickly sketching what you see in 5-minute figure drawings, we can begin to truly understand how a line communicates movement and action, or the point of gravity in the way that we stand. As you work on this in class, you will find a partner to take turns sketching in 5-minute time periods. Now, make sure you change positions each time to challenge your eye as you discover the point of gravity to balance the figure. This line is an extension of the spine and will continue all the way down to the heel. There is also the line from the shoulder to the fingertip. Shapes will help you map out your figure. Circles for the shoulders, elbows and wrists, cylinders to show the upper arm and the lower arm, and the same shapes can be used for the legs. Let me begin by showing you step by step. So I have a nice sketchbook here, lots of pages. As you're going to be doing your 5-minute sketches, you may need quite a lot of paper to work on. As I don't have a model, I'm just going to be using some of the examples here. So you want to begin just with a very loose circle for the head, and you want to kind of keep that as a connected line. And then I'm going to just begin to create some kind of spine. I want to keep that point of gravity going all the way down to what will be my heel. I'm going to have a little line across for the shoulders, so you've got the neck and the shoulders beginning to appear there, and then I want to have a little line here that's going to indicate my waistline. I want to then create kind of a cylinder shape for the torso, coming down to the hips, and then some hips, that leg we'll get to in a moment. So we were talking about circles for joints. We want the circles at the shoulders to begin the joints there, and then we want a cylinder. I want to have that, maybe that gesture continuing up there. So I've got a little cylinder for the arm, then another little circle for the elbow, extending out to the wrist, little circle for the wrist, and then the hand continuing up. And then on the other side, maybe this is just an arm resting on the hip. Again, I don't have a model to work from here, so I'm just going from my imagination mostly, but you're going to have a person to look at. Got your first sketch. Maybe it doesn't happen as slowly as 5 minutes, maybe you do get it done in a couple minutes, but you've got a full 5 minutes to work on it, and then you're ready to change positions and go for another sketch. Hi, so now you get to work in partners to do your gesture drawing. So one of you will get to be the model and the other one will get to be the artist, and after 5 minutes you'll change over and the next one will get to be the model and you'll get to be the artist. So I have a mannequin here, and I just wanted to give you a couple of helpful tips as the model. You want to choose a pose that you can really hold for the 5 minutes that you're working. If you're doing really short spurts of gesture drawing for maybe less than a minute, then you could obviously be a little bit more adventurous and have your leg out here and your arms and maybe leaning back. But really you want to think, can I hold this pose comfortably for 5 minutes and also have it be somewhat interesting so that there are really lines and movements to capture, okay? You also want to think about your stance, the way that you're standing. You want to have a line of gravity here, so from shoulder to hip to heel. Otherwise then also you might feel strained if your line is a little too far forward, a little too far back. So just think about that as well. Maybe you're looking off into the distance, maybe you've got an arm up behind your head. These are kinds of poses that you really can hold fairly comfortably for 5 minutes. So good luck with your gesture drawing. I hope you enjoy this experience. Hi, this is Lauren with the Rainforest Art Project, and today we're going to be working on contour drawing using a continuous line. So we'll be using a model of our own hand, which we can continue to draw over a 7-minute period, and let's get started. So what you're going to need for your contour drawing using a continuous line is a lovely sketch pad, or at least a few sheets of paper, so that you can have a go at this exercise a few times. And we're going to have a very nice black pen with a good tip on there. You can also use a ballpoint pen. We're not going to use a pencil because we might be tempted to erase some of what we're doing. So using a permanent pen, we want to keep our pen on the paper the whole time, or as much as possible, and capturing as much detail as possible and creating as much form as possible. So this exercise is really training your brain to see as an artist, seeing all the detail. So I'm going to pop these aside. As you can see, these are my little examples. I'm going to pop those aside and let's get started. So just find a comfortable position for your hand to be in, as you're going to be there for about 7 minutes preferably. And we want to really draw at a snail's pace. So you want to take your time, allowing your eye to take in as much detail as possible. So as your eye is landing on the line that you're seeing, you then begin to draw it. So you're not drawing from memory, you're drawing from exactly what you're seeing in front of you, and you're capturing that as clearly as possible. Alright, so I'm going to move on and try a different position, and you can try a different position too. So there we have it for now. I hope you enjoyed that experience and keep practicing. Alright, so I've just got some regular scratch paper to practice my line drawing from observation. I will be observing these lovely scissors. So my main focus is really to establish where my object will be living on my paper. So I want to just, I've got a regular HB pencil I like to work with, and I'll be finishing up with my permanent marker Sharpie. You definitely want your eraser. You can use that as much as you like to keep honing in on what your lines will be for this particular drawing. Okay, we're not really working on shading, we're not focusing on that. It's just a simple line drawing and building the structure. So I first want to start with a geometric shape to establish the size of my drawing, and then I want to just kind of get the direction my object will be living in. So here straight away I can come in with my eraser and be a little bit more specific. So the eraser is really my friend. I'm going to be keep pulling my eraser into my journey here of discovering this object. That's roughly the space it's going to take up on my paper. And next I want to sort of just use a few lines to show the direction of the object, and then find the basic shapes within the object. So I'm seeing here, this is kind of like a, I don't know, sort of a long triangular shape on part of the scissor, and then I've got another that's kind of overlapping, and then I've got another triangular shape which is cut off at the top, so it's more of a rectangle, would we say. And then here underneath we've got scissor, this other side of the scissor, which is also a long triangular shape. So I just want to get that basic structure down. I've got a nice kind of circle within a circle within a circle going on here. I'm just going to start sort of taking out some of those lines that I don't need anymore. I can even take out the geometric shape that was helping to show me how much space my object would take up on my paper. And just kind of start subtracting there a little bit, and then I'll keep working on these lines here. And what I want to do as I finalize my shape, I'm then going to go back over it with my black Sharpies, so it's really going to make it nice and crisp and clear. Even a little narrower. And as I observe even more, because that's what this exercise is about, am I really seeing what I'm working on? I really want to see every little shape that's happening. If I break it down into smaller parts, then it's easier to capture the details as you focus in. So you're really training your eye to notice everything, not just kind of presume you know. Oh, I think I know what that is. It's like, do I actually know what that shape is? So that's what we're working on here, which is pretty cool. So see, I'm seeing another line right there, another line there, and the same over here. There's a line here, and then there's another line above it. And that's where this handle starts to take on its 3D thing. I want to start going over it with my black marker, and then I can use my eraser to take out all the pencil once I'm done. Then here I can just decide to do a little bit of hatching. And there we have our simple line drawing. Well, there you have the beginnings of figure drawing. I hope you got to work on your communication skills as you were working in as a team. This is Lauren signing off for the Rainforest Art Project.